6 months ago, I looked at my goals and realized that the woman that I was could not handle the weight of where I was going. So today, I'm showing you, bringing you into my little world, okay? My little bitty world on the journey of reclamation, right? I'm showing you guys how I'm peeling off all the labels. And when I say labels, teen mom, poverty, um, too loud, too much, personality too big, all of that to step into my true identity, right? Okay. So I'm a La'Tonia and I am a business strategist. I am a life coach. I am a empowerment speaker, but more than anything on this journey, I just want to be your normal everyday homegirl to let you know, girl, you're not doing this by yourself. Yeah, they weird, or no, they're right. Let's get you on track. Okay. So today we are going to talk about what I'm going to dive into today. This is just an introductory video, right? Just to introduce you to who I am, tell a little bit about my story and how I actually got to this point, right? So I am one of those people who I love everyone, right? The goals that I set for myself, they're big goals. They are big goals. I know what I need to do. I know when I need to do it. I know how I need to do it. The issue is the execution. Not even necessarily the execution, it's more of sitting with myself and actually getting it done because of my fear of failure. I was so worried about failing because so many people had put a label on me that I was never going to amount to anything, that I could only accomplish so much, that I was terrified that I would start something, I would get knee deep in it, and then it wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work. But what I realized was I had to really face that fear, guys. Like it was one of those things where it's like, girl, you get out of this hamster wheel. Get out of it. Like you are that girl and you need to act like it. You are there's so much inside of you and you need to release it. And one of the main things I realized is I would pour so much energy into everything else, every single thing that I was doing that did not have anything to do with what I needed to do for myself. And so, what that looked like was I was involved in so many things. If my friends have something going on, and they need my help, they didn't even have to ask for my help. Like I would identify a gap and immediately dive headfirst in, right? I was volunteering myself in other people's assignments and not tackling my own. And so my day would be full of me working corporate, right? I'm big on time blocking. So it would be me working corporate. And then my time blocks will be full of things for me to do for other people, for other people's businesses. And none of that had anything to do with what I had going on. So at the end of the day, I was depleted and I didn't have the energy to do anything for myself. So I've been on this journey of, first, it was a journey of unbecoming, right? And so if you know me, you'll know I did an entire series over on my podcast about the journey of unbecoming, right? And what that looked like, peeling off those layers, peeling off those titles, those expectations that other people have put on me, right? And so I started the journey of unbecoming. Now I am in the journey of becoming and reclamation. And so I am reclaiming the identity that was given to me from God before I allowed people to put labels on me. So, a little backstory about myself. Hey y'all, I'm a life coach, right? I'm a life coach. I didn't think I was gonna be a life coach. I did not. think that was going to be me. But life has a funny way of putting you on the right path, even when you're running from it. So I had my first child when I was 15 years old. 15, 1 5. Okay. I had her when I was 15 years old. And it was probably, and y'all might give me a little bit of slack about this, but it is what it is. That was probably one of the best things that could have ever happened to me, was becoming a mother at such a young age. And I'll tell you why. I was in an environment that was extremely toxic. And so I know that had God not said, I gotta sit this girl down, this is how I'm gonna sit her down. Yes, it's extreme, but God be doing the extreme. Like, God gonna do what he has to do to get your attention. And what he did to get my attention was a baby. Okay. So I had to grow up very, very fast. I cannot honestly say that I really had a childhood. I didn't have those teenage years. So most of my life, I've been a mother longer than those adolescent years, if that makes any sense. I had her at 15. I'm 37 now, if you don't know, right? And so that was a starting point for me. And in that time, a lot of the things, a lot of the labels that were put on me, they stuck with me. And I didn't realize that those labels stuck with me until about 4 or 5 years ago. And I realized it because I was in a space where I didn't want, I knew like something inside of me wanted better, but I didn't feel like I was deserving of it. And it made me sit with myself and say, why do you feel like that? Like, what makes you think that you don't deserve all of the things that you want? And so I had to go back to my childhood, y'all. I had to go back to my childhood. I had to go back and realize like what happened that is has followed me to the big age of 32, 34, to where I feel like I am not deserving of these things. And so that's where the journey really, really began. It really began with identifying those labels and then doing the work to figure out where those labels came from and who put those labels on me, right? And so I did that. The work is ongoing, right? It never, ever, ever stops. So now, 6 months ago, bring it to 6 months ago, I am heavily involved in so many other things. And mind you, these are amazing organizations, these are amazing businesses. I am pouring all of my knowledge into other people. And my own business was suffering. And it was suffering tremendously. We all have like, we know, I know you guys are like this. There's a number in your bank account. And when you hit that number, you got to take a pause and be like, wait a minute. Wait, what's going on? And that's what happened to me. For a while, that number, I was well above that number in my business account. When I say well above, I'm like, coast, like your girl was doing good. And I was so complacent knowing that my clients were gonna make sure that they made their payments every single month. Like there was no issue. I got so comfortable, so complacent, or might I say scared, to the point where I hid instead of promoting and going out doing what I needed to do to get more clients. Because as a life coach, even as a business coach, and even with my business consulting, they're not meant to stay with me forever. I'm not your therapist, right? It's only seasonal. So you may be with me for a season, you may leave, and then you may come back for another season, but it's not ongoing, right? And so instead of me going out and finding more clients, or, you know, just if nothing else, putting myself out there so that the people who I am called to serve could find me. I was hiding. I was hiding. I was hiding. I was hiding behind what I was doing for everyone else. And so my account hit that number, and I said, wait a minute, sister, we got to redo this. We got to figure out what's going on. And so I'll tell you this: God will remove you from situations where you are not supposed to be. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all, right? Sometimes we are so involved and so deep into other stuff that God knows we're not going to remove ourselves, so He's going to snatch you right out of it. He'll snatch you right out of it. And that's exactly what he did. Y'all, God snatched me out of some stuff so quick. I was like, whoa, like, get, wait a minute. My wig is twisted a little bit. You took me too fast, Lord, but that's okay. That's okay. And so now I am just relearning, right? Relearning, going back to the drawing board. Why did I start my businesses? Why am I doing this? And then setting a plan in place to ensure that my why is aligned with what I'm doing. So, what that looks like for me is I am learning to love me. So, like, we're all big on, oh, self care, self care, self care. Self care, listen, yes, self care is spa day and hanging with your girls, get your nails done. Yes, those are all part of self care. But self care is not always pretty. Realistically, self care is ugly. It is ugly, it is hard, but it is so necessary. It's a lot of crying, it's a lot of punching the air, it's a lot of sitting with God, like, are you sure? Why are you doing this? Like, why am I going through this? Are you sure? Lord, next year, do I have to be one of the strongest soldiers? Like, that is what self-care looks like. And so, in addition to sitting, having those moments where I'm sitting and I'm crying and I'm journaling and I'm in my Bible and I'm fasting and I'm fasting some more and I'm crying and journaling and fasting and praying and praying and praying up in the middle of the night in my word when it's totally quiet. I had to stop calling other people when I was confused or when I didn't understand something. I had to learn to stop calling other people for validation. And we often say, like we always say, I don't need anybody else's approval. To an extent, that may very well be true. But when you have an idea and you get an idea and you immediately call your friends and say, girl, what you think about this? Or girl, you know what? I'm considering doing this. What you think? That's validation. You're seeking validation or approval from other people, whether you know it or not. And that's not to say that those people are not your solid team, right? They're not your people, your safe space when it comes to friends and circles. But what that means is when you get those ideas, when stuff like that comes to you, instead of calling people, you need to be talking to God. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. There are so many things. I was just telling a friend of mine today, no more announcements. No more announcements at all. We're not making any announcements. We are just getting it done, right? We're just getting it done. No more announcements, just action. Because oftentimes we can tell other people what we're doing, what we're wanting to do, and those people don't mean us any harm, but they'll talk us right out of what we're supposed to do. So I started moving very silently. I love caring for myself. I thought I was doing that to the best of my ability. I thought I knew what it looked like and felt like to really sit with myself and just enjoy being with me. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I love my house. I love being at home. All of my favorite things are here. All of my favorite people are here. My favorite foods, like all of that is here. Why do I need to leave? But girl, there's more, right? Are you home all the time because you just enjoy being home, or are you hiding? And so I realized I was hiding a little bit, y'all. I was hiding. I probably am the best hide and seek player because I can hide like in plain sight. Like I can literally hide in plain sight. And so I said, okay, La'Tonia, let's start loving La'Tonia. I love getting my nails done. I've been getting my nails done. No joke. I'm 37. I've probably been getting my nails done 22 years, right? Consistently 22 years. And it started with my self-care started with, let's look at your money. Let's look at your money. Let's look at where your money is going, right? And then I was like, oh, okay, this is what I spend my money on. So I put myself on a strict budget. When I did that, I had factored in going to get my nails done, going to get my hair done, going to get my toes done, get my lashes done. Those are things that I like to do, right? But then all I kept hearing was love on yourself, sit with yourself. So I said, okay, what does that look like for me? I have always been good at styling hair. Like back in the day, in a previous lifetime, honestly, I used to be a hairstylist. I used to do everybody's hair in the city where I lived. Like I was a braider, I did sew-ins, like you name it, I did it. And I was spending a lot of money for someone else to do my hair. And it's like, okay, you want all of these things. You have such big goals. You got to make some sacrifices. You have to sacrifice a couple things because when it's time, when God is really about to bless you, you got to give up something that you really, really love. And that's hard. Okay. That's really, really hard. So I said, all right, I'm going back to the short haircut. I love pixie cuts. I used to wear my hair in a pixie cut all the time back in the day. So my friend Kamika, I text her and I said, I want to cut my hair off. She said, okay, let's do it. She didn't ask any questions. She didn't do anything. Let's do it. Set my appointment, got my pixie cut. All I needed her to do was set the foundation for me. I've been doing my own upkeep on my pixie cut. And side note, watch the YouTube tutorials. Get on TikTok and watch those videos. While having a pixie is super dope, like I think women with pixie cuts are just top tier. I think we're top tier. You need to be able to manage it, okay? Because you can be cute today and a chia pet tomorrow. So figure it out, okay? Make sure that you know what products you need. If you need a pixie pillow, get that. Whatever you need before you get a pixie cut, let's get that. But anyway, the next thing I did was I said, okay, let's think about lashes. So I love getting my lashes done, but we all know lashes can be expensive. Yes, I had the money for it. Yes, I had it in my budget to get my lashes done. But it can take like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get a lash set. And then you're doing that. And then every 2 to 3 weeks, you're having to go get a fill. And that's just more time and more money. Baby, girlies on TikTok showed me about how to do these cluster lashes. And no joke, guys, I spent, I think either between $8 and $15. I can't remember for sure, but I'll drop it in the comments to buy a lash kit. So that came with different size clusters, the bun, the sealant, and the little tweezers. And honestly, I do my lashes like every 2 to 3 weeks. Like the set that I have on now, I've had it for 3 weeks. It lasts, and I'm able to. I still now, please, still wash your lashes. Like do a good lash bath, please do a lash bath. But I can do a lash bath. I wash my lashes every night, and they don't come off. Right. So that was another thing. Think about it. We can just say I was spending $150 at least once a month plus a feel. So we'll say $200 a month on lashes. That's just my upkeep, because if too many fall out, you're not gonna pay for a feel. They're gonna pay you for a new set. Okay. So we're going to factor that in. So that's lashes. And I spent between $8 and $15. Look at how much money I'm saving there. And it's making me sit in that mirror. I think out of everything that I'm doing, me doing my lashes is the most impactful for me. My hair is, yes, like that's easy. It doesn't take me any time to wash my hair, mold it, curl it, right? It's doing my lashes because I am having to look in the mirror. And when I say look in the mirror, like I'm all in the mirror, like in the mirror, I'm having to look at myself. And I think that's a lot of our problem. We glance in the mirror, but when was the last time you actually looked at yourself? Right? When was the last time you just really looked at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself? I don't listen to music when I'm doing my lashes. I may listen to a sermon, may listen to, some gospel music or something like that. But typically I'm doing it in silence because I'm talking to myself in the mirror. Don't think I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm talking to myself and I talk myself through things. I ask myself, why did you do that? What made you think that way? Why do you think this? What are we going to do to overcome this? So those are things that I say to myself when I'm doing my lashes. And then my nails and toes. Look at the material. I did this myself. hmm Don't look at this one because I just realized that one of my charms fell off. But when I get done recording, I'm going to go in here and put it back on. Okay. I have the entire kit. I spent for my nails, I think maybe I spent like 75, $100 in totality. That was for the tips. That was for, and I have a bajillion tips, okay? Like a lot. So for the tips, that's for the glue, that's for the primer, the dehydrator. I have several different polishes. I have the drill, I have the lamp, like I have all of that. And that's what I spent. And I sit and do my own nails. Does it take me a while? Yes. These ain't press-ons, y'all. They not press-ons. I put a tip on and then I'm a poly gel girl. I'm a little bit scared of acrylic. I don't know why, but I like it. I like the poly gel. I like the time that it takes. I may go through 2 movies. It may take me 4 hours to do my nails, but I'm just sitting with me. I'm loving on me. I'm pouring into me. My toes, get you some press on toes. Get you some press on toenails. A solid gel glue and put them press ons on. You can't tell they're not acrylic toes. Okay. You can't tell. But I'm doing this and I'm loving me. Like I am loving me. And doing this is just me sitting with myself and pouring into me because what we can go and sit in somebody else's chair and get these things done, right? But what what are you doing for yourself? It's so different when you do those things for yourself. It's a different sense of pride and accomplishment. It's like, man, I like these. I did these myself. And then people be giving me compliments. Y'all know I have clients now. I've only done one other person's nails. It's not something. Yeah, I don't. Lord willing, that may God may be telling me this your side hustle. You might need to be doing something else. I don't know, but when people compliment me and tell me that my nails are pretty, it's not that my nails are pretty that makes me happy. It's I did this. Like I did this. It's almost like not saying that not that I am expecting the confirmation from other people, but it's me telling myself, see, you can do it. There's literally nothing that you can't do. If God gave you this talent, use it. Use the talent, right? So that's where I am, y'all. And this channel is going to be me teaching, me sharing my story, me exploring new things, just taking y'all on the journey of what it's like to really reclaim your life. Okay, so we're going to be doing some book reviews. I'm an avid reader, right? And so what we are going to do is I'm going to read a book, then we might do a book review. I may be able to pull stuff out of the book and tell you guys, like, let's talk about this. You never know. So we're going to do all of that. I'm going to give you tips and tricks for business. I'm going to give you life coach tips. I'm going to give you all of that. So if this is the type of content that you're interested in and you want to hang out with me and my crazy antics, hit the like and subscribe button and follow your girl, because it's going to be a wild ride. I'm so excited to take you guys on this journey with me. Until next time, mind your business, drink your water, heavy on minding your business. Bye, y'all.